Chris, what's your take on relationship building through, I don't know the right way to ask this question, but I know what I'm sort of getting at is I know that when we met, we caught up and we had a chat, and it wasn't really so much a sales conversation, although we did sort of talk about some of the stuff that you guys were doing. But then you're immediately, one of the things that you did, which it attracted me to I suppose you as a person, was around you were sort of immediately looking for things to connect, like, oh, I know this person that's in a similar market that might be able to help with this thing, or it would be a good person for you to know. Was that just a me thing, or is that something that's a consistent philosophy that you use, and how's that worked for you in the past?
That's my whole business model, where I'm going out there to genuinely help people, and selfishly, that there is a selfish payoff there. If you're kind to others, kindness comes back. Let's be honest. So selfishly, I'm more kind than selfish, because it sort of comes back doubly. So when I meet with someone, I'm not trying to look at what can I get out of this for my own self-interest. I am thinking, so we even talked prior to the podcast, I'm thinking of the community who's listening to this. I'm thinking about the title of your podcast. So what sort of information would be relevant for your podcast listeners? And then I'm also thinking, what can I do in my own skill and talent set to add value to this? So they're the sorts of things that are running through my mind. But from a relationship building perspective, yeah, like most of my relationships, I don't ask for anything. Ideally, I'm waiting. So I've given as much value as I can. I've genuinely enjoyed getting to know the people I'm meeting with, such as yourself. I keep in contact, as you know, like a loyal dog. I keep in contact with everyone I meet. But usually what happens is there's ways that we can help each other in the course of knowing each other. That's sort of the simple gist, where you've helped me. Hopefully you feel that I've helped you. And then when you reached out for this podcast, I said, absolutely, I'd love to be on there, because it's not about the podcast or my own self-interest. It's about, I'd really, really love to connect with you in this way. So, and then as the time goes on with our relationship, it may even expand further. So who knows where we'll be in 5 years? But it's not just you. I'm doing my best to do that with everyone I meet. It becomes more challenging when there's thousands of people, and you would know yourself, when there's thousands of people that you've known and you've met with, scaling value across those thousands is what I'm challenging now, which is, you can't be everywhere at once. There's only a certain amount of hours in the day, and, giving a generic email to your database, which I hate that terminology, doesn't really hit it either. So I'm currently challenging with the whole, how do I scale value or kindness, whatever you want to call it, or trust across verticals, which at the moment I haven't nailed yet, but that's sort of what I'm working on this year.
Well, when you crack that code, that can be our next podcast session, mate. So
awesome.
Look forward to those insights. But I think it's true that there are so many people out there that go for the quick win for themselves, that it does make you sort of double take when you meet someone and you can see that they're pushing to actually do something that's not driven by that immediate payoff or pitching down your neck, trying to do something, because there's enough of that out there that I know for me that there was something that I thought, that at least this person cares enough, and then you're more receptive to actually listening.